If you want to build wealth, stop doing what 99% of people do every day. A lot of people ask the same question: why am I still stuck financially even though I work hard, learn a lot, and put in real effort? Most of the time, the problem isn't that you're not doing enough. The real issue is that you're still doing the wrong things, specifically the things you should be avoiding. Mark Tilbury, who started from zero, dropped out of school, had no degree, no capital, and no safety net, eventually built significant wealth. Along the way, he identified 7 habits that keep most people financially stuck for years, sometimes for life. Read these slowly. Each one is easy to ignore, but the consequences compound over time. 1. Working only for money. This sounds logical, but it's the first trap. If you choose a job solely for a high paycheck, you'll likely make decent money early on. People will say you're doing well. Your family feels reassured. You feel successful. But a few years later, your income hits a ceiling. You're trading time for money. And when your time runs out, so does your income. On the other hand, some paths pay less at the beginning and demand more effort, but they teach rare skills and how real value is created. Eventually, income becomes tied not to hours worked, but to impact and leverage. Nearly every self-made wealthy person Mark knows chose skills and ownership before money. Money is the result. Skills are the foundation. 2. Buying a luxury lifestyle before you're truly wealthy. Nice cars, designer brands, expensive dinners, luxury travel. It looks like success, but most people living that way are financing an image. Credit cards buy the feeling of being rich, while real assets remain close to zero. Many people who look wealthy are actually stressed, drowning in monthly payments, and one paycheck away from trouble. Before you have a solid financial foundation, every luxury purchase doesn't just cost money. It steals future opportunity. Truly wealthy people don't rush to look rich. They live modestly early so they can live freely later. 3. Trying to do everything alone. You may be smart, disciplined, and hardworking, but no one builds something meaningful alone. Behind every successful person is a network. Partners, mentors, collaborators, and people who fill skill gaps. Some of the biggest opportunities come from helping others do what they can't, especially people who already have capital or businesses but lack modern skills. You don't need to be the best at everything. You just need to be valuable in the right place. Big money rarely comes from solo effort. 4. Listening to too many opinions. Every day, someone tells you to try this, switch that, chase a new trend. Too much input creates confusion. Confusion leads to hesitation, and hesitation leads to inaction. If you want real progress, you must define your destination clearly and only listen to people and information that move you closer to it. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not everyone understands your path. Quality beats quantity. One mentor with real experience in your field is worth more than 100 generic opinions. 5. Letting ego block growth. A big ego convinces you that you already know enough, and that's when growth stops. Ego makes people ignore fundamentals and overlook small improvements, the very things that create massive results over time. Those who go far are humble enough to learn and aware enough to admit how much they don't know. The more you learn, the smaller you feel. That's a good sign. 6. Blaming circumstances. Blaming the economy, the system, your upbringing, your boss, or your starting point may feel comforting in the short term, but it quietly removes all control from your life. If the problem is always external, there's no reason to change internally. When you take responsibility, it may be uncomfortable, but it gives you power. Wealth or poverty often begins with a simple choice. Do you look in the mirror or through a magnifying glass at the world? 7. Staying too long in the comfort zone. The comfort zone feels safe, familiar, predictable, and that's exactly why nothing grows there. Every time you try something new, learn a new skill, or step into an unfamiliar environment, your comfort zone expands. It's hard at first, but each time you push through, you become stronger, more confident, and gain more options in life. No one becomes poorer by learning more or trying more. People stay poor because they avoid change for too long. Final thought. Getting wealthy isn't about doing something extraordinary. Sometimes it's simply about avoiding the same traps everyone else keeps repeating. If you're in the foundation building phase of your life, revisit each point. Reflect honestly. Adjust one habit at a time. You don't need to move fast, but you do need to move in the right direction.